Healthcare. Hello. In this video, let's talk about family doctors in Estonia and why they are needed. As the current system stands, you only have a right to choose a family doctor if you come to Estonia in order to work, you pay taxes in Estonia, and you have a personal identification code. As of now, in case you don't work, you still have a chance to visit a private family doctor and pay a fee for the visit. However, the Estonian state is working on the solutions for people with D visas so that soon you would also be able to visit a public family doctor. In any case, this video will be helpful to you. We wish you a pleasant viewing experience. The Estonian medical system is advanced and available for everyone. Research conducted in 2020 shows that 64% of residents in Estonia are satisfied with the healthcare system and 57% are satisfied with the access to the medical care. Estonian healthcare system is solidary, and free access to medical care is guaranteed to all insured residents. Healthcare is funded from the social tax, payable from the salary of working people, and is done through the National Health System, which in Estonia is called Health Insurance Fund. In the Estonian healthcare system, the first primary contact for you in case of health issues is the family doctor. Family doctors advise their patients and, if necessary, guide a person to a specialist physician. The system of family doctors is not unique. It exists in many countries around the world. For example, in countries such as Great Britain, where a family doctor is called general practitioner, France, médecin général, and Spain, médico de familia. Family doctors usually work together with a family nurse. Both the family doctor and the nurse assess the patient's general state of health and decide whether or not it's necessary to visit a specialist. To resolve a health issue or receive an essential medicine, it's often enough to just pay a visit to the family doctor. Many concerns can also be resolved in a conversation with a family nurse. Family doctors fulfill many important functions. For example, family doctors issue digital referral notes that essentially direct the patient to a particular specialist physician. These notes are specialty-based, meaning they are not connected to any specific medical institution or a doctor. If you get a note from a doctor at Saaremaa, you can feel free to visit a doctor in Võru. Without a referral, you will only be able to visit an ophthalmologist, a dermatologist, an STD doctor, a gynecologist, and a psychiatrist. To visit other doctors free of charge, you will need a referral note. Since the queues to doctors are long, the patient's concern must be justified to obtain the referral note. If the concern can be resolved without the intervention of a specialist physician, a referral note is usually not issued. Be sure that a family doctor doesn't want to bully you if they don't issue you a referral note. They just make sure that treatment options are used as effectively as possible. Moreover, it's always possible to visit a specialist, but you need to keep in mind that without a referral note, it can only be done as a paid service. In addition to the referral notes, family doctors also issue you prescriptions for a medicine. This function includes both issuing new medicaments as well as extending the term of existing prescriptions. Some of the prescriptions can also be extended by nurses, so you won't even need to contact the family doctor. If you have fallen ill, family doctors also issue sick leaves. With a sick leave, you can stay at home and apply for the benefits due to your incapacity for work. Similar to referring to a specialist, issuing a sick leave must be explained by a family doctor or a family nurse. Patient's wish is not enough of a reason to issue a sick leave. Keep in mind that according to the law, family doctors are required to communicate with you in Estonian. However, many family doctors also offer their services in other languages, especially if they are helping foreigners. You should keep in mind that family doctors don't always speak a foreign language, and a situation might occur where you visit a doctor who doesn't speak English or Russian. In case you want to find a list of family doctors who offer their services in other languages than Estonian, check out the webpage of the Estonian Health Board. and the information at the end of this video. If you arrived in Estonia with a D visa, you probably already have a private insurance, as this is one of the conditions to enter the country. If that's your case, then you can also freely use all the medical services in Estonia, but keep in mind that you might be required to pay for some of the services. In case you booked a time to visit a family doctor and do own a national health insurance, then you can visit the family doctor free of charge. To visit a specialist with a referral note, you will only need to pay a fee of €5 for your visit. After all this talk, a legitimate question may occur in your head. What is the difference between being nationally insured and having a private insurance? What will you gain from being one or another? Let's first take a look at private insurance. You can choose and buy a private insurance yourself. This offers you a choice. You can choose a cheaper option which has certain restrictions, or choose a more expensive one with more opportunities. You also need to know that private healthcare is paid. In private healthcare, you are required to pay for all the procedures from a private family doctor. Fees may differ from one clinic to the other, but all healthcare centers are obliged to publish their prices. So you can find more information on the webpage of a clinic of your interest. However, in private medicine, you're likely to get a time for a visit much quicker because of the availability of doctors. You might also be able to get a time for a visit on the weekend, while doctors working in the public medical institutions are usually having a rest. In recent years, pop-up clinics of the private medical centers have even emerged at the shopping centers of Tallinn and Tartu. This brings healthcare even closer to the public. Now everyone can visit a mini clinic and do the necessary procedures while shopping. Keep in mind, the availability of services in private medicine is largely dependent on the demand. For example, you must be prepared that some of the services won't be available in the countryside as there is less demand for them. The biggest advantage of a public insurance provided by the Health Insurance Fund is certainly that it is free of charge. As we already mentioned, the only fee you are required to pay is a €5 fee for a visit to a specialist physician. At the same time, public medicine can be associated with longer queues for certain services. In some cases, your waiting time to visit a specific doctor can even reach a few months, or in worst case, years. It is also difficult to book a time for the weekend. However, you can still ask for medical advice with your health issues if you call a hotline of family doctors on a phone number 1220. You can call this number anytime on the business days as well as the weekends. The availability of public medicine is usually better in smaller regions of Estonia. It's important for the government to ensure that key services are available in the remote areas of the country. Therefore, the National Health Insurance Fund's network of partners is a lot vaster than any of the private clinics. Public medicine through the National Health Insurance Fund also allows to offer a larger variety of different services and studies compared to the private medical institutions. Larger network means more services, which in turn means that people living in rather distant corners of Estonia can consult with the specialist they need. Remember, all services, procedures, and studies offered by the Health Insurance Fund are available for any person in Estonia, regardless of whether they have public medical insurance or not. The main difference is only that those without the national health insurance have to pay for them. You can find further information on family doctors who provide services in other languages than Estonian on the Estonian Health Board's website. A more thorough overview of family doctors' work can be found here. Don't forget that a number for the 24-hour family doctor hotline is 1220.